Hello, good evening. Welcome to the channel. Today we'll be continuing AWS Cloud series Zero to Hero. So today in this episode we'll be covering AWS one. We will be installing one AWS Linux server, and we will see what are the steps required to launch one Linux server. The steps to be followed, all the steps, the minimum configuration required for that, and we will see how to access that server using various tools like Putty and MobaXterm. So I will be taking you to details of this one, like going through theoretical, and then will be proceeding for lab. So let's go and see what the details is there. So this is the schematic diagram. So what's today agenda is that to create one Linux server and to access this is hosted in, like example, it is hosted in Mumbai region, and we want to access this Linux servers hosted on AWS services through our laptop. So what type of configuration is required? The configuration is here, the steps required. So first, what kind of cloud services we are using? We are using AWS cloud services. So it's coming with a free tier. So with that free tier account, we will be launching instance for our practice. So second step, we'll be using Amazon AMI is stand for Amazon Machine Image. So I'll be using one Linux Ubuntu image. Then I'll be using T2 micro, the type of the instance. So the basic configuration what is covering for the micro T2, we'll be seeing that, and type of the machine is T2 micro, and we will see how many servers we are going to launch. There is options that as many as quantity you can launch at a one time, and we will be attaching root volume, the disk hard disk of 8 GB or 10 GB based on our requirement. In the AWS free tier, 30 GB of hard disk, the root volume is provided. It's provided and it's coming in free tier. If you are exceeding the 30 GB, so the charges will be applicable. So we have our limitation up to 30 GB. So we will be attaching 10 GB of hard disk for this one, and we can provide the tagging for this, as to remember that if we have 1,000 instances in our account, so we have to remember that which type of the instance is what is used. So tagging option is there, so we can assign to that. Then we will create one security group. We will enable all the firewalls in that is required to access our instance, Linux instance, and the traffic coming and like traffic coming and accessing your server, then reverting back. If you are accessing the server and if you are converting this server to the web server, then you are required to enable some of the ports, like you have to enable 80 ports for HTTP and 443 port for HTTPS. These are the default ports, and to access the server, that default port is 22, that is SSH, secure shell. Through secure shell you are going to access your Linux servers using your laptop, through your laptop. Okay, and to access this machine, we required one security key. Okay, so security key, will be creating one security key. In the security key, with that key we'll be accessing through tools. The two tools which we are going to use is MobaXterm and Putty. So first we will go with the Putty, and I'll be proceeding with the MobaXterm. And the ports what we have to open for our Linux machine are 22 port, and we will be seeing what required in our lab. So what's exactly the port is? Port on the server refers to the communication endpoint through which networked services and application exchange data with other device. They are essential for enabling the server to listen for incoming connection and responding to the request. If uh, if we are using this Linux server as a web server, then if your the traffic, the traffic is coming from, if somebody is accessing, the user is accessing through internet, then the traffic, the server has to listen, the ports has to be enabled, so the traffic can be listened and revert back all the required data to the user. So this is done through HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, so these things we will be seeing in the lab. So let me take you to the AWS console, then we'll be proceeding how to do it. Okay, so this is the AWS console. We will be logging into the AWS console. We have to go for EC2 dashboard. This is EC2 dashboard. If you see here, it's mentioned that EC2 dashboard. Okay, this is the first option. Like if you have EC2 machines running in various regions, what are the regions? These are the regions. If you click here, it will provide you the list which are open for us for the regions. So these are the region in the US. There is a US East North Virginia. Okay, they have the data center in that, and US East Ohio, California, Oregon. There is a 4 region in that. In one region there are multiple subzones. Okay, then we in here is Asia Pacific, the Mumbai is located. So we'll be going with the AP South. Okay, we have selected AP South, then there's coming Mumbai. See, the region we have selected Mumbai. In a region there are multiple zones. The zones is mentioned at AP South A, 1A, 1B, 1C. There are 3 zones available in one region. So we'll be proceeding for the next step. So what we will do, we will be installing one instance. So we'll go with the launch instance. Okay, if you go here, the step is there, what is tagging. Okay, so we'll be proceeding with the tagging first, or let me go with one. First we'll go with AMI. Okay, so I'll minimize here so we don't. First what we will do, we will select our AMI, that is Amazon machine image. We'll be selecting Ubuntu. This is the first step which is completed. Okay, the second step, the type of the instance. So the type of the instance will be selecting. The architecture option also is there. You have to select like 64-bit x86. Okay, the second step is instance type. So we are selecting T2 micro as per our requirement. Okay, this is T2 micro. Okay, T2 micro, type of the machine, instance type. So here if you click here, there is variant type of machines are there. Okay, T2, T2 micro, TT small. This is T family. If you're going for another family, there is a lot of families for option is there. Is for the computing, C family is there, M family is there. There is many families available here. So this we will cover in the next upcoming episodes. For now, we will go for only one, which is that is free tire eligible. So we'll be clicking this one. So it's selected. Then the next step what we have for this is done. Then we'll be providing root volume. So let me go to the root volume. Okay, it's here. See, if you check here, configure storage. So storage as per our documentation, we are going to provide 10. Let me see what I have done. We are going to provide 10 GB. Okay, this is done. The next step what we have to provide tagging and the security key. Okay, so what we will do, we'll be providing tagging. So I'll be providing one tag like my first Linux server. Okay, so this is no, just sorry, I have to mention here. Okay, so this is done. We have selected Ubuntu, we have provided T2 micro. The next step is we will be providing security group. Okay, so we'll go here, the network. This is a security group. So what I will do, I will create one security group. I will be naming create security group, select security, compare, create security group. Okay, create security group. I'll be enabling SSH traffic. Okay, so that you can access this server from your system. So this is the things which we are like going for security group. For that we are opening 22 port. Okay, this is done. The next step what we have to assign one key pair. Okay, then we will launch this instance. So what I will do, I will create one key pair. So let me go here. Key pair, click on the key pair. I'll be creating one key pair, my first Linux server key. Okay, see, it's by the default it's taking .pem file. Okay, so this topic I'll be covering. So when you click here, if you see here, the key pair is downloaded. Okay, it will be in the download folder. So we have done all the steps as per our prerequisites. So what we have done, we have created one instance. We are creating one instance. We are opening 22 port SSH, and we are like taking one image Ubuntu. We are taking T2 micro as a type of the instance. We are like installing one server. We are attaching 10 GB of the volume. We mentioned tagging as is my first server. Security group we have already enabled. So test.pem instead of that, we have mentioned our my first my first Linux server. Okay, this is the key name what we have mentioned. So this is done. How many type of instance? One as per. So when you click here, so it's launching our instance. If you check here, we have done this step. This step is already done. Okay, the next step, this step, is already done. We created one Linux machine. We have enabled 22 port number. Okay, so when you create your instance, you will be finding that how you're going to access your Linux machine. Through DNS we can access. You can provide username through .ppk file or .pem file. Okay, so this I will be now just show you in the lab. So let's go. HC successfully initiated launch of instance. If you click this instance ID, it will take you to that instance which is running. Our first instance, my first Linux server is up and running. Okay, if you click here, you will be seeing that it has to pass 2 by 2 check. So let's wait unless it's passed 2 by 2 check. Now it will provide you all the details here. If you click here, as per our documents, what was that? Let me show you. Okay, let's go here. See, this is the ID of the instance which is created. It is my first Linux server. This is the IP address. This is auto assigned IP address from AWS. This is the IP address through which you can access through internet. Okay, this is a private IP which is assigned. This is the DNS through which you can access directly. Okay, EC2 AP South. This is the region which our instance is hosted. I mean, it's launched. It is Mumbai. So Mumbai and AP South 1, which was a zone which we selected. Okay, and this is a private IP DNS, and this is RTOS and IP. This is a basic information. What kind of AMI we have selected? We have selected Ubuntu. It's mentioning that Ubuntu. Okay, the key pair which we have launched, what we have created first, my first Linux server key, which is in download folder. If you click here, you will be seeing that is in download folder. Okay, this is the one. This name is matching. Okay, this is done. And if you see in the security group, one security group is created as per our requirement. If you click here, okay, if you go here, you'll be seeing that what are the security mentions you have done. So this security group launch wizard. Okay, this is a default name because we have not mentioned the name for this section. So there are two type of rules. This is inbound rules, this is outbound rules. Inbound rules, how your server is accessing, like how the request is coming from internet to your instance. So what kind of ports you're going to enable, like 22 and others. Okay, this is the outbound rule from your server. The rule, the traffic, how the data will be transferring outside. So incoming traffic and outgoing traffic, and there is a firewalls for that. So if you click inbound rules, if you go for inbound, edit inbound rules, you'll be seeing SSH, which we enabled. So the port default is 22. Okay, and if you click here, like how you want to access, this is from everywhere, anywhere. Okay, you want to access from anywhere, doesn't matter it's from a private IP or any another IP. If I click my IP, then I can access only through my laptop or my internet. So if you click here, search my IP address, I have connected to internet, right? So if you're connected to internet, then you have one defined IP assigned to you. Okay, so that IP IPv. So I'm using internet, Airtel internet. So what's my IP? 122.8.181.207.186. So what I will do for this IP only, I will enable SSH. So if you click here, you'll be finding the same thing, 186. Okay, 186. So that I can only access. Okay, if I'm connected to this internet IP address, then I can access. If you disconnect this one, and if you click here, then from any server I can access, like from any connected internet service. If I just enable my mobile internet hotspot, then I'll be getting one IP, separate IP. From that also I can access. I can access through my Wi-Fi and my mobile hotspot, any other internet provider. Okay, I can take my neighbor's Wi-Fi. I can connect my laptop to that. From there also I can access the instance. If I click on this my IP, then I cannot use their Wi-Fi because the IP address will be changing. I cannot use my mobile hotspot because my IP address will be changing. It will not be this one. This is only assigned for Airtel Wi-Fi. Okay, which is here. So this, I think this point is clear to you everyone. Okay, so now what I will do for this, I'll keep the same, that only I can access it. So I will save the rule. Okay, this is done. So our task up to here is fine. Up to here is fine, and we will see now what kind of like file we have downloaded, access key. So if you go like in the downloads, if you see here, this is .pem. Okay, these are standard things, standard key format which is provided by AWS. You can convert this into .ppk. The reason to convert that is that if you're using, let me show you the tools required to access your server, then you need to install Putty application. This is the application which you need to install. If you download here, the Putty application will be downloaded. Okay, so if you want to access your server through Putty, then you have to convert your PEM file to .ppk. You got my point? From PEM file to ppk. Okay, then only you can access. To convert that .pem file to Putty, then you have to install one more application that is known as PuttyGen. You have to install this PuttyGen. Okay, you have to install PuttyGen, then you have to upload your downloaded key, then you have to like convert to .ppk. When you convert your file to .ppk, then you will see that it can be accessed. So let me show you how I can convert that, how we can convert that things. Okay, if you go here, if you see Putty apps, if you go in the Putty apps, see this is a PuttyGen application. If you click here, PuttyGen, okay, and if you click here on the load, then you have to go to the direct to the folder where your key is downloaded. So it is in the download. I'll be, if you see here, you cannot find .pem. So what you have to do, you have to click here, you have to select all files. If you click here, then you will be seeing .pem file. Okay, if I remove this one, then .pem will be hidden. Okay, so you have to click here, you have to provide here, then you have to click here, select your key, then open it. Okay, successfully imported foreign key SSH. This pop-up will come, just you have to click. Okay, then you have to click on this. So save your private key. Are you sure you want to save this key without a phrase to protect it? Yes. If this is asking you as with the pop-up that are you want to keep one password upon it to secure more? Okay, let if I'm clicking yes, that means I don't need any password. With that key, with this key itself, I can access the server. If you're clicking no, then you have they will be pop up that you have to keep some password XYZ. So when you want to access the server, that two things you have to provide. One is your server key, then one more is the password. So for in our case, we will not be proceeding for that. So I'll be clicking that I don't need password. Okay, where you want to save, I'll be saying on the desktop. I'll be saying on the desktop. I have to add the name of this my Linux server key. Okay, so now the key is downloaded. See, do you see here? It's a key, my Linux server.ppk format. Okay, one task is done. We have converted through .pem to .ppk. Then what you have to do, you have to go here, you have to open the putty. Okay, then you have to copy your IP address. So if you're coming here, this is a public IP through which you have to access your server. Just I'm clicking on this one, so it will be copied. Address is copy. Just go here, paste your IP. Default port is 22, which we have enabled. Then you have to come here. There is a lot of options available. Customize apply. If you want to check this color is option like font change, background of your terminal change, color change. There's everything. But for connection, you have to click on. Just see here SSH secure shell. Okay, you have to click on this one. Let me show once again. You have to come to the connection, you have to click SSH, then you have to click on authorization. So what kind of authorization required? We have authorization is PEM key. Okay, this is a key, which authorized key through which we will be accessing our server. So I'll be clicking here, then there'll be credential. Okay, you have to click here, you have to go on where we have downloaded our key. Converted key is on desktop. So my Linux server I have selected, then I will open, then I will just click on this. See, there will be one pop-up that the host key is not captured for this server. This is a normal cap. If you click here, so it will be asking you the password, like password not, it will provide by your OS system. Like we have selected Ubuntu, right? For Ubuntu, what is the password, like username? So if I click here to connect, you have to select your instance, then connect. It will provide a SSH connect. See, it will be mentioned that if you want to connect like Ubuntu machine, okay, so what you have to provide Ubuntu as a username. You got here Ubuntu. Okay, so what I will do, I will be copying this Ubuntu. Just click here, I'll be pasting here. Okay, you are into the server. Okay, see, I'm accessing my server 172.31.42.114. This is the private IP. Now if you check here, you are into the server. So in the server, what we will do, first thing what we will do, the Ubuntu, first thing what we will switch to super user, super user. That means we'll be taking sudo su. So now you are a root user. Okay, switching to root user. Then what I will do, I'll do some Linux command so you can install. So if I want to check where I am currently working in my directory, so I'll be mentioning pwd, so it will display me the present working directory. Okay, I'm in the root, in the whole directory, and Ubuntu. In the Linux, if you're going for GUI, if if you're using a laptop, then you'll be using folders. You have like a download folder, uh, any other folders, all the document folder, download folder. But in Linux, it's known as directory. So where you are currently, in the root home directory, and in the home directory this is Ubuntu. So this is a path. So let me use another command, ls. If you see here, you will be finding that ls command is to display what is there in this directory, to display the content in the directory. Okay, this is a normal server. You are into the server now. So this is the things. But what happen in this, whenever you're going to access your server, so you have to click on the putty, you have to provide all the details, and this is not much user friendly. So this is not much user friendly, and there is not like varied option as per like developer or something else. So what we will do, we will be just we will what we will do, we will just terminate from here. You got the option, we have access, like taking a putty. Through putty we're already into the server now. Okay, so one task, our task is done. Which task? The task to use server with the PIM. The second one, what we will do, we'll be using MobaXterm. This is the one which is like better GUI, lot of option is there. Just in one click you can like log in multiple times, and you can use two servers at one time. There is a lot of option. So let me take you to this. So if you check here, in the browser, MobaXterm, you have to go here in the website. Okay, you have to download from here. It will be exe file. So you have to run, you can download this MobaXterm. Okay, this is the updated version where you can run everything. So let me just open, let me open uh, let me open put MobaXterm. Okay, first task, we access this server with putty. The second task will be we have to access with MobaXterm. So let's wait. MobaXterm, see, this is the MobaXterm. Okay, this is the dashboard. This all the application when you started. Okay, now what we will do, these are servers which I have been using for my practices unofficially, so leave that one. You have to click on the section, you have to click what you're using the ports SSH. So what you have to do here, you have to add your IP. Just click here, the IP address is same. Just go here, paste your IP address here. So what we have given their username, you remember that, Ubuntu. So we'll be giving the same here, Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Okay, you have provided a IP address and the username, and the port is default 22 through which you are going to access your server. Then you have to click on the SSS, advanced SSS setting, what kind of authentication you're using. So I'll be using through private key, which we have downloaded. If you click here, then you will be going to the download folder. Then you have to click here, my Linux server. The use of this MobaXterm better solution that you no need to convert your PEM to .ppk format. Okay, there is a lot of headache. You have to download your PEM file, then you have to download one application, Putty application to convert your PEM file to .ppk. Then you need one more application, Putty, to access through .ppk your server. So instead of this all thing, just download .ppk when you are launching your instance. Then come to the just move to MobaXterm, then use all the setting as per I mentioned. What you have to do is, first you have to click on, let me show you once again. You have to click on the section, you have to click on the SSH, then you have to provide the IP address which you will getting from the your of EC2 dashboard. Then you have to write Ubuntu. Okay, you have to click here, Just click the authentication type. We will be using our Linux, so you're using, just click OK. See, you're into the server. What we did there, we switched to root user. So now I'm the root user. I'm seeing that anything is there in the server. I don't have anything. So let me make one cat file. Cat command is used to create files. Okay. Cat or nano or vi depend on you. Cat said welcome. Hi. Okay. Ls. See what we did. We have created one file which is welcome. Okay. Welcome. What we have inserted some data into that. It's hi. If I want to see what is there in the file, let me show. If you do ls, then it's showing that there is a one file which is welcome. Okay. Okay, so what I will do, if I want to see what is the content in this one, so what I will use the cat command. Then I'll click the file name, just click here, then click in the Linux, you have to click right of your mouse, then see it's high. So this is the content available. So you no need to go into all these things, just how you're going to access your server. This is a thing which I will show you. So our tasks as per the requirement initial, what we have done, we have created one Linux server. Okay, through that server we have accesses through our laptop. Through our laptop we have accesses through Putty and PuttyGen and MobaXterm. So MobaXterm is updated version. If you want to zoom your character, you can zoom it. Okay, and there is one more option. If you click here remote monitoring, what it will show you, the IP address through which your server is accessed. Okay, and the default configuration what we have used in T2 Micro is one CPU and 1 GB of RAM. So it's showing that if I'll click here, let me show you how. If I'm updating my system, sudo apt update, just see it. Okay. Sudo apt update. See, it's showing here how much percentage of your CPU is consuming. So it's showing 100% of your CPU is consumed. The load on your CPU is this one. Okay, one CPU is there, and the RAM how much is taking? It's taking 1 GB RAM you have to allot it for this machine, because T2 Micro is coming with one CPU and 1 GB RAM. So what happened in the 0.34 is taking up. Okay, and the data transfer, the data downloaded. This two option is it. How long the server is up and running? Okay, so we have created before 20 minutes in our instance. So we are the server is up from 21 minutes. If you click here, it will be showing that who the user is who, Ubuntu. Okay, we have provided Ubuntu as a user. So if I click here, who is accessing this server? So it will be showing this, see, Ubuntu. This is the IP address. So this IP address guy is accessing. Okay, who is this IP guy? Let me show you this. See, one, this is the same, right? If you click here and see here, so that means the server is only accessed by me. Okay, so this, through this also you can know that who is accessing. If your team is using one server, you can know how many logins in there, how many like users are accessing this server. So these details can be accessed through this. And this is the one, like if you click here, you'll be seeing that the drive we have mentioned 10 GB of the drive when we are creating the instance. So it's showing me that how much the drive is already consumed by your data and everything. So from 100%, 19% is full. So I have 80% space in of drive in my instance. Okay, so I can upload, download, I can use 80% of the space. So it will show you that if you're using any application or something else there, so it will alert you there is, if you are exceeding your limits, so you have to scale up, like vertical scale up. You need to add more CPUs, you need to add more memory, you need to add more hard disk as per your requirement. Okay, These are things which is coming very like beautiful GUI. If you click here, if you go and click here, there's a server, there's a search. If you click here, there is many services provided. It's like view, there's option terminal, many things. If you click here, okay, you can access like multiple time, like two terminals are open for the same server. So what we will do, I'll create from here one file, like touch is command is used to create empty files. Touch file one. Okay, I want to see here what file is there. So see, the file one is here. So if you're working in this and you want to parallelly want to see these two things, so it's possible. Okay, so if you click here, then you can access both server. If you have two server simultaneously you're working, then you can access the same thing, multiple paste. Okay, like the option is there, or you can do this. Okay, like you can access multiple server at one time. If you click on this one, it's already taking all your resources as you assigned before, so you are directly into the terminal. Okay, if you using the instance and you are stopping, like you're doing some works also, like it is idle for 5 minutes at 5 minutes, then automatically it will be on the dashboard. You'll be seeing some of like penguins or something, or is on your dash on your screen, so it indicate that it is in the stop, like standby mode. If you click enter, then you can access again. So this is the thing I will preferring you to use always MobaXterm. There it will provide you all new like updated version type. So our task where we are now, so let me go and see what we have completed. Okay, let me copy, paste. This also is done, this also is done. So now what is there, we will go here and we will see EC2 machines, what zones are there. So I already showed you, but one time let me show you more. You can create your server in anywhere, like you can create in US East sitting in your home, like it's a remote one, right? We are using remote service cloud provider, so you can install as many of instances in the region, suitable region. So let me say, for example, I have created one application for US region, like US. I'll be deploying in US, United States. Then my preferable location for that, it will be US East. Okay, US region. So from their region, the users are in US, so my instance also will be, my servers also will be hosted in US. If my server, if my application is created for Indian users, so I'm going to deploy in India, then I have to use Indian as a specific Mumbai region. So I'll be creating server in this here. I'll be deploying my application in the AP Mumbai region, so I can access from there. The users are India, so the data transfer charges and every other hidden charges are minimized. So this is the things option is there. So let me go and I will show you this also, that security we already know, networking. Okay, this is the networking things, what ports we have enabled, the storage, what kind of storage. See, we have assigned 10 GB of storage. Okay, this is not encrypted because we have not selected for encrypted. If you want to encrypt your data everything in your data of 10 GB encrypted way, you can assign, you can select this encrypted way. If you want to access that, the KMS key is provided by AWS. So these are things. Okay, then one more thing, like this is the things. If you go and check here, status check, it has to be always 2x2 check passed from AWS. So in the first, if you're seeing 1x2, that means your system check health system status check is passed, but instance status is not passed. Okay, there is some issue. Then what you have to do, you have to click here, you have to reboot your instance. Okay, then it will be reset. If your 2x2 is failed, that means your system is fail and your instance is fail. System in the sense, this is maintained by AWS. It's not from us, okay? Because AWS is they have very huge data centers in remote location. From there they are providing, so they'll make sure that 2 by 2 each check is passed. That means the health of system is done, their data center, and your instance in that data center health check is done. If you are unable to do that one, then we have to go for another option, that we have to remote report instance status to AWS support team. Then they will take a appropriate action. It will not be happen like rare. This is very rare. I have not come across with this issue, but still this is option. If you're monitoring here, then here you can see what's your CPU utilization, what is the check health fail. If you have any health fail, then will be one graph. From there you can access, you can know that what is there. So it will show you your CPU credit uses. So it's like their own monitoring tool from AWS. From here you can see either from here or from here, okay? Like monitor the tags, even the tag, what the key value names is providing. If you want to add tag, what we have key and tag, my first Linux server. So these details are there. And now one more thing is there, assuming that we have only one instance in our account, right? If you have 1,000 instance in your account and you don't know, if you want to delete like 90 of your 90th number of your instance, but by mistake you are going to delete 89, so there'll be a big mix up to restore and a lot of issue. So to what we will do, we have to make one stop termination enable, okay? So you have to select your instance, then you have to go here in the action, then you have to move to instance setting. Let me tell you one again. You have to click the instance, then you have to go to actions, then you have to go to instance setting, then you have to keep change termination protection. You have to enable termination protection. So if you want like by mistake, if you click here, like if you click here terminate, so it will show you fail to terminate instance. The reason that much, that we have enabled termination protection, so you cannot terminate this. So when you are creating this one in your professional, in your organization, so it's recommended to just enable your protection, okay? Terminate protection. So by mistake you cannot delete it, okay? If you want to delete this one but still it is it's enabled, so what you have to do, you have to go into the action, then you have to click instance setting, then what we have to do, change termination protection, then you have to click here, then you have to save. In that means this now like termination safety is deactivated. Now you can terminate it, okay? So these are the things now what we have seen all through this. Now one more option is that this is a DNS. You can access your server with IP address or with the DNS. So if you click here and if you select connect, then it will show you the type of the connect you want to do it. If you want to connect with SSH, then the application, as I mentioned before, Putty and MobaXterm, okay? If you want to connect with EC2 instance, then directly the browser will be open, then you can access, but it's not recommended, okay? So this is the thing, SSH serial, okay? You got my point? Okay. Now if you want to see more things, then if I click here instance type, it will provide you EC2 instance types. So what kind of instance is there, how many type of instance are there, like you have based on your family. Let me see, let me say M family, okay? Based on why it's not showing. M, let me take M X large. This is a type of instance, MX large. Search M large. M5. See, now here is the thing. If you click here, if you I want M5, like if I click M5, you will be seeing instant type like family wise. So if I click M5 large, then you'll be seeing that it's coming with two CPUs and the architecture 8 GB of memory. So based on your requirement, which is given by like developers or the DevOps engineer, you have to create your instance and hand over to the departments. Okay. So these things, this specification is provided to you. The based on the specification, you have to select the instance type. If you have, let's say, if someone comes and say that I need 4 CPU and 8 GB memory, then what you have to do, you have to click here. You have to go for you have to go for 4 GB, right? 4 CPU and 8 GB. C5 8x large. See, if you want the specification given for you to create instance like server, so they will provide you 8 CPU and 16 GB. That means you have to select this C5A2X large. Okay, the performance of this is up to 10 gigabyte. So this is the things up to you, what required as per the organization you have to do. But for us, which we are working in free time, then you have to go for T2 micro always. Okay, T2 micro. See, T2 micro is coming with one CPU, 1 GB of memory. Storage is 30 is fine. For one account is 30 GB is provided by AWS in the free time. So these are the things this we have covered up. Please go launch your own instances and practice in that. If you find any difficulty or stuck by, you can just send me a mail. You can send me, you can just connect with me through your comments. If you feel any hassle or something else, you can revert back to me. And for now, please don't forget to share and subscribe. Thank you very much. We'll be continuing this series. The next episode will be coming soon. Thank you very much. So for today, we have done this. For today, we have already completed these things. So thank you very much once again.